Hello guys, so I'm going to do a super glowy look today. Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, and I'm just going to take a little bit out. I'm not going to put too much, only in the areas where I really need a little bit more love. So maybe under my eyes, around the nose, just anywhere where you tend to crease a lot, and also just give a very sheer coat of it. So I'm just going to put it under my eye first, certain part right there, where I tend to make a lot of facial features and wrinkles. I like to set the primer there, around my nose, chin kind of breaks up a lot, smile lines. Just kind of think about where you smile and all those lines go. So I like to put my primer right there and just shear it out elsewhere. But just let this really massage into those areas, and where you might have like larger pores, or where you get super greasy and oily where you need a little bit more love. Put on your eyelid, and if you let it set before you kind of like let the crease settle in. Try not to make too many facial expressions. So if you need to, just go like this so that you don't look up. Okay? Alright, let that just kind of settle in before you start your makeup. And now I'm going to give myself a little bit of a blur and glow with the Erborian Glow Cream. So I just put some here, and then I'm just going to place it in the areas where I want a little bit more glow and love. Just let that kind of settle in before I put on my foundation. And I'm going to do a concoction of my foundation with some things that you can create a beautiful inside out glow without kind of like topping it over. And so it looks like it's from your skin, like you just got a facial. Doing on the high points of my brow, just anywhere where you want that beautiful glow. And if you want it everywhere, put it everywhere. You choose what you love and what your vision is. But you guys can already tell where I turn, you see that glow showing. So beautiful. And it's kind of like a pearlescence look. You can tell, even though it's not sharp right there. And it will just diffuse any of like discoloration, fine lines, and everything like that that we don't want to show. So basically just mimic the highlight wherever you would personally like to have your highlight. So now we're going to go to the foundation. It's my favorite foundation, the Kevyn Aqua foundation. This is shade 143. This is the old formulation, and then I also have the new formulation. I'm going to use a new one, which is just as amazing. I love both, and I just try to shake it up. It's a water-based foundation, and I'm going to place it onto the back of my hand. If you have a little tray that you like to place it, do that. And then I'm going to show you my little concoction that I have been doing for years, and I actually haven't done it for a while. This is the Decay Cosmetics, and she is based in Texas, which she's a makeup artist that I've loved for so long. And it's just like pigment, okay? So because it's all pigment, I'm going to use my little scraper, and I'm just going to add it to my foundation, okay? And you add as much as you need. I think that might be more than enough. I'm just going to set it down. You can see, and I'm going to mix this. And I have an old video, I think, on Instagram where I've used this. I just like to blend this pigment and the foundation together. And I'm just going to place it everywhere. You can use your beauty blender or hands or tools, whatever you like. I like to use my hands for this specific foundation. And I also want to just really massage it into my skin. So my face is lighter than my body because of all the protection that I try to do and also the skincare that I use to brighten and reverse damage. Lina already has a great formulation of a post-facial glow. So it already has that glow that you need, but I wanted to intensify it with the Chaos pigment, the highlighter pigments that they have. And I'm working the shade from the outer part of my face towards the center, only because this shade is closer to the outer shade, and I'll probably do some contouring highlight. I'm going to use my beauty blender to get the rest on my hand and just kind of pat it in very gently, like in the areas where I really didn't put it on. What I love about the Chaos Makeup pigment is it's so fine and you can't even really, there's no glitter. But you can just see how glowy this is. So in this inner part, I'm going to do my concealer. I'm going to actually do a different concealer because I've been using the same one for a while. I'm going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter. And I'm just going to place it where I need that love. So this is the medium light and warm. It's a lot right now. I know it looks like a lot, but I'm just going to use this as like the star shape of my face. Even though I didn't really make a star shape right here, but I will. And this one has the most amount of concealer. Just going to push and blend. I'm always gonna also highlight the brow bone. Okay. And drag that to the outer, from the nose to the mouth, this little area. I feel like I'm talking quiet. I had a little bit too much caffeine right now. I was so tired, and then now I feel like I'm just like jittery. So apologies if I'm like a little bit weird right now and out of it. Okay. There you go. So just, you can tell like the highlight lifted open, gave me like a natural, like awake look. So let's go and do this side before it kind of dries out. Okay, and then drag it to this outer part too. I love how the foundation looks though right now. It's like super glowy, natural, just looks super flawless. I'm gonna give you a closer look, and then I'm going to make sure my eye is also covered. Here, I picked out a pimple. Don't do that. I tell you guys that all the time. And then I tend to get super red on the chest, and I'll probably have to do that a little bit later. But this is just like so much redness there. Okay, well, now we're gonna give myself the amp of glow. So if you really just love this subtle, natural glow, this is perfect for just any occasion, every day, just adding pigment. And if you don't have pigment, you could totally use a liquid. So I'm gonna top on like a liquid highlighter. This is from Flower Beauty. This is a Skin Radiance Face and Body Illuminator. This actually has discontinued, I believe, so it's hard to find. So if not that, I also love the Kevyn Aucoin, the Celestial Skin Liquid Lightening. Let me see this one. This one is in Candlelight, and then this one is in Sunlight. So this is a little bit tanner. Ooh. So it's just super beautiful. Okay, and I may just show you what it looks like placing it onto my skin. This is a beautiful shade actually because it's like a soft golden. You can just place it onto areas you want to highlight. I might actually use a beauty blender for that one. You can use a brush if you want just to place it where you need it. Just blend that and make sure it's blended and seeping into the skin seamlessly, okay? So anytime you use liquid, make sure it doesn't dry too quickly so that it doesn't leave a patchy or weird finish. And then high point of my brow, Cupid's bow. All right, so I have a lot of extra, okay? So I'm just gonna go crazy and give myself extra glow. I also want to give a little bit more glow around the face, and I'm going to use the Sunlight shade from Kevyn Aucoin, the Celestial Skin Liquid Lightening. And for all the products, if you look at the title on IGTV, there'll be a tiny arrow that is after the title, and that's where you'll find all the details that I place. Okay, so you can tell this is a lot tanner and golden, or more of like a, what do you call it, bronzy look. So I'm just going to actually place it in areas where I do want a little bit more glow and bronze. Okay, and I will use the beauty blender to blend this out later. I'm just kind of placing it where I want that bronze with without pushing the foundation that I had on earlier. So kind of the outer perimeter, and then the V, and then just kind of like the cheekbones. I'm just going to push that in and make sure it goes into the hairline. You kind of mix it with your highlighter so you can't really tell where it stops and ends. Okay. And what I may do too is just kind of buff out anything. So I just have like a little brush that kind of buffs, and this is clean. So I just want to make sure that everything is blended. There's no streaky lines. This is a synthetic brush. I don't know. This is actually a crown brush. I have no idea. I think it was a blush brush. But I love it because it's so soft and it helps blur and blend things that may have had lines. Okay. So a little bit golden, and then you can tell that I'm super shiny. So I'm going to mattify those areas that need to be mattified, just so that the highlight really pops in the right spots. Okay, and then let's see, before I do with any powder stuff, I'm going to just really intensify just a touch, because I skipped this out. I'm just going to show you how beautiful this one is. It's just like barely, and it's so good. Look how iridescent that is. Super, super duper beautiful. So with that, I'm just going to pat. I don't want to use a lot. See, I barely even use any. And you honestly don't need a layer like I am right now. I'm just showing you the intensity of what certain highlighters can do. And also making it very skin-like is the most important thing. Because you don't want to look like, I don't know, there's some highlights that I see and I just want to fix it a little bit. You know, it takes practice. There are times where I feel like I've looked a little bit crazy, but I'm trying to show y'all the skin version of this glow. Now we're gonna do some blush. I'm going to use a cream blush first. So I have this Cargo Cosmetic blush, and this is in Maui. So it's very beautiful. And I'm just going to use my finger and just place it exactly where I want it. Okay, just a little bit there. Make sure it's quite even on both ends to make it proportionate for your face. And then you can just blend it by tapping it softly around the face. Okay, you don't want to ever swipe, because it'll take off everything that you worked so hard for on layering, and layering your skincare, your primer, all that stuff. Like, you just do a very thin layer, so it's just like very, very subtle, so that your skin still can show through. So I just want a little bit of flush real quick. Now I'm gonna use the Be Light Becca Light to Medium Face Palette. So it's super beautiful, and I haven't really used it too much, but I figured today would be a perfect time to use it because it is super finely like formulated and pressed, so it's super nice. We're gonna first do the highlight area. So I'm gonna use this highlighter. I'm gonna use a fan brush from Goss, and this is number 15. What I'm gonna do is just kind of gently dust, very, very subtly. I don't wanna make it look fake. I just want the glow to be enough, very subtly. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and do the contour right here. I'm gonna use the Air brush from Goss. This is, it's a separate brush when you go to Beautylish, and I'm just gonna contour the hairline just a little bit more, just to give more definition around the face. What I love about the airbrush is that it blends so well. And if you want to really sculpt your face, you can with it. And it's just so easy to use. So I'm going to carve out the face a little bit. If you don't really know the area, go from the ear, halfway to the mouth. Just kind of blend as you go. Always do little, then add up. Harder to take away any pigment, so just building is a lot easier, taking your time. Okay, so you see it kind of carving in. Sculpt the jawline a little bit. I have a wider jawline, so for me it makes sense to carve my jawline because it will lean it out or give the illusion of it being a little bit more narrow. I do like my jawline, but just showing you guys what you guys can do, and then just drag it along the neck. I'm gonna go back with that blending brush that I had before just to make sure there's no weird hard lines. Okay, this is just clean, nothing on it. And then I'll actually use it just to pull that rest of the contour everywhere because it's a lot faster and it's a much bigger brush. So we're gonna go to the blush that I was gonna show you. This is from Nars. You can see how shiny it is, and I haven't used these for a long time. This is the Adoration palette. So let me swatch it for you so you can see. It's beautiful. And I probably won't use it to that intensity, but you can see how shimmery it can be. So I'm just gonna mix it actually and just give myself a little bit more glow. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of go like this, create a custom of the two. And I'm gonna go right below the highlight. Get a little bit of the soft glow so it doesn't look super matte. Okay, I just feel like I look so dead because I haven't done my brows or eyes, and I'm not gonna do a lot, but I just wanted to first really focus on the skin and just make this super glowy. And honestly, you don't have to do all those steps. I'm just, you know, going a little crazy today. Let me see if I can find my, oh, yes. So I did get microblading, however, some parts just did not want to eat well, so I'm gonna have to still fill in those areas. And those areas are like the pocket where I don't have hair, so I just want to fill in the gaps. And then sometimes when you do makeup too, it just kind of, if you're not very precise, it's easy to get foundation all over, which is kind of my style. And then I'll go back and fill in to make the intensity that I need depending on the look that I'm going for. But I love having my brows in because it gives such a great guideline. And then I can go thicker or thinner depending on my mood and the look I'm achieving. There we go. All right, so for the eyes, let's see. I feel like because I have a bunch of pinks and purples, I should play with those colors. What do you guys think? I think I'm gonna do a rose gold. This is the Charlotte Tilbury palette. I think I'm gonna use these two shades right here. Just kind of play around. So I'm gonna use the light baby pink shade right here. It's kind of like a baby rose. I'm just gonna go to the center and just shear it out with my finger. I like using my finger and just giving it a subtle gloss of that color. Same right here. Mainly the base, and then enough to where you open you can kind of see the color. Okay, and then you can go with a fluffy brush if you like. And I go with a little Sigma brush and use the same shade, and then just kind of intensify as needed and also blend out the edges. I'm just gonna kind of go midway as it kind of subtly disappears or just, you know, blends out. I might actually use a little bit more. That brush was not really happy with me. So I'm gonna go with the Zoeva Luxe Soft Definer. No, sorry, I keep lying. This is gonna be the Spice of Life Luxe Crease Brush. I have that same shade and just kind of going all the way to the crease. Just a very soft, flirty look today. Okay, and I think for the lower part of my eye, I'm going to use that deeper rose color, or deeper kind of soft burgundy right here, this one. And I'm going to use this stiffer brush from Zoeva. This is the smudger brush. I'm just going to pack on the color on one side. Okay. Ooh, I might have done a little too much. And I'm just going to flip it this way and just get onto the very base of the eye. Build a little bit of intensity. Going about halfway into the center. And then letting that show, and then use the leftover and like smudge it, and then the leftover too onto the lower outer lash line. So this is a little intense, huh? So we're just going to shear this out. Day, night, right? Something like that. Let's try the other side. I guess I could have just kept it very simple. Take off these little hairs that are in my way. So annoying. Okay, there we go. Get to the base. Build that intensity. Okay, not so bad when both are done. And then lower lash line. All right. Okay, and then just blend out the two shades so that there's a seamless flow. And then I'm gonna recurl my lashes real quick and then add a little bit of liner and lips, and then we're done. Whew, this was a little slow for me today. You'd think the coffee would make me go so much faster, but I feel like I'm just, I guess, like crashing soon. Okay, let's go ahead and add a little bit more mascara. I'm gonna use my go-to Lash Sensational by Maybelline Full Fan Effect, which is this kind of brush. I love it because it lifts and separates for me, and it doesn't like hit all my eye makeup. Some of the brushes can hit my eye makeup, so then I'm like, oh. I'm gonna do some eyeliner, but I'm gonna do more of a just an outer flick. So this is the Perversion eyeliner from Urban Decay, and I'm just creating a little bit of a flick right here. So it's just looking like it's coming from my lash line, and just a little bit, so it's like not even a full liner. Just tightline it with the actual Urban Decay, just going under my lashes and just letting it hit. Okay, so it's like not even creating a line on the top, but just in the bottom part of my lashes. All right, going to do my Beauty Mart. I'm going to do the base of Lina Choo. This is a lip gloss. It's kind of a rose nude. Just a little bit with the Jouer Beach Days topper. All right, this is the look for a really beautiful glow. I'm gonna go and take off all these hairs off my face and just make sure that this makeup looks good before I snap some photos for y'all. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Sorry it was super long and I am a little bit out of it today, but this is a intense glow that you can achieve, and hopefully it was definitely something that you can try at home and layer and glow up and get that glowgasm that you've been wanting. All right guys, see you later.